You're earning well and you're still poor. And here's the worst part, if you don't change what I'm about to show you in the next few minutes, you'll spend the rest of your life running on a hamster wheel, working to support a lifestyle that doesn't even belong to you. Forget everything they told you about earning more. Increasing your income without the habit I'm about to reveal here is like trying to fill a leaking bucket by turning up the faucet pressure. The bucket never fills. The water just leaks out faster. Right now, there is a silent mechanism in your head sabotaging every cent that enters your account. And I'm not talking about lattes or streaming subscriptions. I'm talking about something much more sinister. Something that keeps surgeons, lawyers, and entrepreneurs broke, while the janitor in the building next door might be building a multi-generational fortune. If you stay with me until the end, I'm going to open the black box of real wealth. I'll show you why your salary is the biggest trap of your life and what the one habit is. Just one, that separates those who have money from those who just look like they do. And a warning, what I'm going to reveal halfway through this video is going to give you chills. It's the truth the banks don't want you to know. The income myth. The great lie. Imagine two men. The first is Marcos. Marcos is a successful executive. He earns $50,000 a month. He drives the car of the year, lives in a penthouse, and posts photos in restaurants that cost as much as a minimum wage salary for most people. The second is Paulo. Paulo earns $5,000. He lives in a simple neighborhood, drives a 10-year-old economy car, and is rarely seen at luxury parties. If I asked you right now, who will be rich 20 years from now? You'd say Marcos, right? Wrong. Marcos suffers from a financial disease called lifestyle inflation. Every time he gets a bonus, he upgrades his car. Every time he gets a raise, he moves to a bigger apartment. Marcos doesn't own his money. He is a luxury slave. If he gets fired tomorrow, he loses everything in 3 months. He is one mistake away from total misery. But Paulo has the habit. While Marcos focuses on the inflow, Paulo focuses on retention. Income is smoke. Net worth is the fire. And you are blowing the smoke thinking you're getting warm. But wait. Don't think this is about saving. Saving is for amateurs. What I'm going to teach you is about destiny architecture, the financial dopamine trap. Why do you spend? It's not because you need that new phone. It's because your brain is addicted to a dopamine spike that lasts exactly 48 hours. After that, the new object becomes background noise, and the credit card bill becomes a prison sentence. The system was designed for you to be a consumer, not an owner. The Instagram algorithm knows exactly what to offer you to make you feel like your life is insufficient. If I earn just $2,000 more, my problems will end. Lies. I know people who earn $100,000 and live in desperation. The problem isn't the amount coming in. The problem is the speed at which the money leaves your hands and goes into someone else's. You are working for the car manufacturer, the mall owner, and the bank owner. You are the last person in line to receive your own salary. But how do you break this cycle? How do you stop being the prey and become the predator in the financial market? The answer lies in a concept I call the containment barrier. And I'm going to explain exactly how to build it right now. The only habit that creates fortune. Differentiating between assets and liabilities. You think you know what an asset is, but you've been lied to. Your car is not an asset. The house you live in, I'm sorry to tell you, is also not an asset. An asset puts money in your pocket while you sleep. A liability takes money out of your pocket while you work. Simple as that. The habit that creates fortune is the obsession with asset accumulation before desire satisfaction. Rich people buy assets first. Poor and middle-class people buy liabilities they think are assets. The secret isn't how much you earn. It's what you do with the very first dollar that enters your account. Most people pay the rent, the electricity, the credit card, and if there's anything left, they invest. The crushed stone box effect. How to shield your wealth. How do you implement this habit in an indestructible way? Using success automation. The biggest mistake is waiting until the end of the month to see how much is left. You know how much is left? Zero. Humans have a biological tendency to expand their expenses until they occupy all available income. It's Parkinson's law applied to finance. You need to create a crushed stone box. The moment the money hits your account, before you pay the government, before you pay rent, before you buy food, you transfer your freedom tax to an investment account at a different brokerage. An account that has no debit card. An account you don't look at every day. You need to learn to live on what is left, not to invest what is left. If you earn $5,000, start living as if you earn $3,500. Oh, but that's impossible, is it? If tomorrow the government created a new 30% tax withheld at the source, you'd find a way to survive, wouldn't you? So why don't you do that for yourself? The lie of the trendy investment. Be careful. When you start accumulating, the vultures appear. You'll hear about the new cryptocurrency that's going to go up 10,000%, about the magical arbitrage scheme, or about day trading that will make you rich in a week. That is not the wealth habit. That is gambling disguised as investing. The habit that creates real fortune is boring. It's monotonous. It's buying solid, productive, cash-generating assets, month after month, year after year. It's the power of consistency over the power of intensity. Wealth is like a tree. In the beginning, you water it every day and see nothing. It feels like nothing is happening. You feel like an idiot while your friends are traveling and switching phones. But underground, the roots are spreading. And when the tree breaks through the soil, it grows fast. And once it grows, no one can knock it down. The verdict: the golden prison or the key to the cell. Here is the naked truth no one has the courage to tell you. Most of the people you envy on social media are 1 week away from a financial nervous breakdown. They flaunt what they don't own, with money they haven't earned yet, to prove something to people who don't care. If you keep focusing only on increasing your income to enjoy life, you are signing a contract of perpetual slavery. Income is the oxygen, but the retention habit is the lung. Without the lung, it doesn't matter how much oxygen is in the room. You will still suffocate. The rite of passage. The mirror test. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up and look in the mirror, ask yourself one question. If I stop working today, how long do I survive while maintaining the same standard of living? If the answer is 3 months, 6 months, or even 1 year, you aren't rich. You are just a high-level survivor. Real wealth begins when the answer is forever. And there's still plenty left for my grandchildren. This isn't built with luck. It isn't built with a lottery ticket or the stock of the moment. It is built with the monotonous discipline of being the master of your money, not the dog chasing the bone the system throws at you. The final choice. The red pill of finance. You have 2 paths now. The first is to close this video, feel a brief moment of motivation, and next weekend, spend $400 on a dinner to post a photo and get 30 likes. You'll stay on the wheel. You'll keep complaining about inflation, the government, and your boss. You'll be just another statistic of the mediocre who die full of regret. The second path is the path of sovereignty. It's the path of those who understand that every dollar invested is a brick in the wall of their freedom. It's the path of those who prefer peace of mind over an imported car financed 60 times. It's the path of those who understand that the habit of retaining is the only tool capable of transforming an ordinary worker into an emperor of their own destiny. The next step: your shield against chaos. Have you decided on the second path? Great. But knowing why is only half the battle. Now you need the how. The world is changing. Inflation is eating purchasing power and traditional currencies are melting away. If you leave your money sitting in savings or in mediocre big bank investments, you are losing the war by default. I have prepared an exclusive lesson where I show the 3 infinite protection assets. These are the only places where the true holders of fortune hide their capital when the system starts to shake. If you want to stop being a victim of the system and start profiting from the chaos, your training starts now. Don't wait for the next raise. Don't wait for the next crisis. Your future self 10 years from now will either thank you or curse you for the decision you take in the next 5 seconds. That is financial suicide. If you want to be free, you need to be your own most ruthless creditor. You need to pay yourself first. And it's not 10%. It's as much as your survival allows until your assets pay for your luxury. But here's the kicker. There is a golden rule no one tells you. A rule that separates lucky millionaires from millionaires by habit. Do you want to know what it is? The rule of real cost. The time you never get back. From today on, you are going to stop looking at price tags in dollars. You are going to look at the price in hours of life. If you earn $50 an hour and you want to buy a $5,000 watch, that watch doesn't cost $5,000. It costs 100 hours of your life. 100 hours you spent away from your family, locked in an office, or suffering from stress. Is it worth trading 100 hours of your existence for a piece of metal on your wrist? When you understand that money is stored time, you stop spending. You start protecting your storage. Fortune isn't built with big swings. It's built with the constant denial of the superfluous in favor of future freedom. But pay attention. There is a fatal mistake almost everyone makes when they start applying this habit. A mistake that can destroy years of progress in a single afternoon. I'll tell you what that error is in a minute, but first, you need to understand the concept of reverse compound interest. The dark side of the financial force. You've heard that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. But no one warned you that it's also the most lethal weapon used against you. When you finance a car, you are using compound interest to enrich the bank. You are working so the bank owner's great-grandson can study at Harvard. The wealth habit is inverting this polarity. It's putting time to work for you, not against you. The difference between starting to invest $500 today or 5 years from now isn't just a few $1,000s. It's millions. The cost of procrastination is the most expensive tax you will ever pay in your life. And if you think you don't have money to start, I have a hard truth for you. You don't have money because you spend it on things you don't need to impress people you don't even like. The great mistake. The early reward trap. Here is the fatal mistake I mentioned. Celebrating too early. The subject starts the habit. He saves $10,000. He feels like an investor. Then, he looks at his old phone and thinks, I deserve a reward. He takes the $10,000 that was supposed to be the seed for his money tree and buys an iPhone. He just killed the tree before it grew its first fruit. The wealth habit requires a farmer's mindset, not a hunter's. The hunter kills and eats today. The farmer plants, waits, nurtures, and only harvests when the crop is so large he couldn't possibly eat it all. You need a period of strategic deprivation. A period where you live below, way below, your means. For what? To create an army of $100 bills that work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, without complaining and without asking for a raise. The turning point. The moment of critical mass. A day will come, if you keep the habit, where something magical happens. You'll wake up, look at your investment account, and realize that the return for that month was higher than your salary. On that day, you become truly free. On that day, work becomes a choice, not an obligation. Income didn't create that fortune. The habit of retaining, converting into assets, and letting time act was what set you free. Most people will never get there. They'll watch this video, nod their heads, and tomorrow, they'll buy something on credit. They are addicted to poverty disguised as status. But not you. You made it this far. You now have the code. The silence of the rich. What no one tells you about the inflection point. You think the secret is discipline? It's not. discipline fails. The secret is environment engineering. Banks spend billions of dollars on neuromarketing to ensure you feel an unbearable itch to spend every raise you receive. It's psychological warfare. And you are going on to the battlefield with a plastic knife. Most people live in what I call the equilibrium of luxurious survival. They earn $10,000 and spend $9,500. They feel safe because there's $500 left. But what they don't realize is that they are one flat tire, one economic crisis, or one family illness away from total collapse. High income without the habit of retention is just a postponement of bankruptcy. The math of freedom, the rule of 300. Let me give you a number. A number that will take away your sleep but will give you a real goal. There is a rule in the investment world called the 4% rule. For you to be free, to never have to work out of obligation again, you need to accumulate 300 times your monthly expenses in assets. If you spend $5,000 a month to live, you need $1.5 million invested. Now, pay attention to the danger. If you earn more and increase your spending to $10,000 because now you can, your number for freedom jumps to $3 million. You just doubled the distance to your freedom because you wanted to upgrade your car or live in a more expensive neighborhood. You just sentenced yourself to an extra 10 or 15 years of mandatory work. Every liability you buy is one more year you sell of your life. Is it worth it? Does the new car smell worth 5 years of freedom, being the master of your own time? If the answer is yes, close this video. This content isn't for you. This content is for those who want to own the game, not be a piece on the board.